Merry Christmas, friends! Let's revive and swatch this 1996 holiday hard candy in the shade Gangsta Booty. I think it's obvious the creators of this weren't referencing the money or behinds of 1930s Italian-American gangsters, so the racially coded name is a bit cringe, especially by today's social standards. This is an example of how the objects we use, even as simple as nail polish, can say a lot about our society. Now to get this cap off, I need to soak it in acetone. Now it only needs maybe 20 minutes to soak, but I ended up leaving it for 2 days. And now that it's open, we can get to work. To rehydrate this dried glitter, I'm starting with Sesh Restore Nail Polish Thinner. Since most of the glitter is on the side, I'll let it sit overnight propped at an angle. I'll prop it with the cap slightly elevated since the cap is quite literally hanging on by a thread. It's the next day and the glitter soaked up our thinner. Now we need to address the cap issue. If I put this on the Vortex in its current state, the cap is gonna take an eye out. Fortunately, it's easy to replace these, as Essie used the same caps from the 80s through the mid-2000s. We're sacrificing this bottle of Essie Forget-Me-Nots. It's a not-so-special old salon bottle that likely had acetone added to it, so it's no great loss. I'll just give this recycled brush its own soak in acetone to clean it up. The cap is now nice and clean, and I was able to pop the brush out. Essie used black bristles, while Hard Candy used clear bristles, so I'd like to use the original brush. Most of the time, at least with more modern caps, the brush is attached with pressure, like a cork, so they're easy to pull out. And then all I have to do is push it into the fresh cap, and when I screw it on the bottle, it will push it more securely in. Now before I do that, I'm adding some more thinner to the polish. To keep our fresh cap nice and clean, we need to remove the dried glitter from the bottle threads. Notice how the once gold glitter looks silver in spots. This is one reason why you should never thin polish with acetone or thinner that has heptane. It will strip the color from the glitter, and at times even melt it completely. Now we can throw this on the Vortex. What are you guys doing for the holiday? I'm just staying in with my husband and my cats. I bought a Nintendo Switch a few days ago since I have a 6-hour flight to San Francisco and then a 14-hour flight to New Zealand next month with my bestie I met on Reddit. But after I post this, I'm just gonna play around with it. I'm enjoying the game Dave the Diver. If you have any cozy game recommendations, leave them in the comments. I'm not big on combat style games since they stress me out, but I love puzzles and management games. Now it's looking pretty great. Nothing is dried out and stuck in the corners, but we're not done yet. It needs a little more thinner, and with the amount of glitter that was dried, we should have nearly a full bottle. We'll take it the rest of the way there with Glitter Suspension Base by TKB. If I thinned it completely with thinner alone, the glitter would sink. With the cap having been broken, a lot of the original base leaked out, so we're replacing that. I know a lot of people use funnels or squeeze bottles, but I have a million of these droppers from buying so much Sesh Restore. When you buy a large bottle, it always comes with these droppers, and they're too useful to throw away. And now we'll do a final mix before swatching it. I usually put down a base coat when I use glitters with clear bases, but gold is kind of tricky. I don't want to put down a metallic gold base since the shimmer could detract from the glitter, so we'll just go in with no base color. This glitter is pretty concentrated, so it should be okay. It looks great, so let's go ahead and swatch it. I don't really like gold on me, but this one isn't too warm, so it should be okay. It's going on pretty smoothly, so I think we nailed the thinner to base ratio. I didn't load up my brush enough, so I dip in again before I let this coat dry. It's looking pretty promising without a base color. I love the fine glitter. I'm posting a Kwanzaa polish tomorrow, which has a mix of glitter types. I wish it was good, but man, it was a chunky nightmare to apply. I've never been a fan of that type of glitter, even in the 90s when it was so popular. So if you want to watch me struggle, tune in tomorrow. I broke down and bought a fresh bottle of Essie Gel Setter. I didn't like Seche Vite since the shrinkage was terrible, and then I enjoyed the thicker one, Seche Vive, but it doesn't encapsulate glitter as well as Gel Setter, since it would settle after drying and require another coat. Gel Setter is one and done and has good shine and encapsulation. And here's the final look. It reminds me of a sequined holiday party dress. Under this lighting, it looks a little warm, so I'll include a clip in less direct lighting. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below, and if you have a Switch, don't forget to give me some game recommendations.